From the unknown to the stars, from the couch to the car, from the unheralded and the unheard, to the legends and beyond, it's where we all belong. Yes, this is where it all starts. From every genre, from every plane, this is where the music's played. So tune right in, won't you bring a friend? This is where it all begins. Welcome to the show, let the music flow, of every style and creed. And you can bet your socks that ETX rocks, ETX rocks.
Hey guys, Boston Chris here with the #1 resource for independent music in Northeast Texas. It's the ETX Rock Show, and it's episode number 311, featuring all the way from Dallas, Texas. It's Mr. Aaron Rose. Aaron, welcome to the show, man.
Thanks a lot, man.
So Aaron is, he's been doing music a long time.
Long time.
And we're going to get into his background, where he came from, where he's going, etc., etc. But he did bring his guitar, and you know, one thing I'm always really proud of is the fact that we're all genre here on this show. We're not just country music, we're not just rock, we're everything. We try to make sure everybody has an opportunity to come on the show, no matter what genre you are. And trying to classify Aaron's music is very, very difficult, guys. I'm going to try. I'm going to say like alternative rock meets indie folk, kind of. That's somewhere in that
pretty
vein.
Good.
Thank you, thank you. And he's going to play us 3 songs today, and you guys will see exactly what I mean by impossible to classify. But the first song is called "I'd Climb a Mountain for You." Tell us a little bit about the song.
Oh, I just, you know, that's just your basic song about missing somebody and hoping they come back and waiting for them to come back a little bit. So.
Yeah, so it's "I'd Climb a Mountain for You." Usually it's live and unplugged. He's actually plugged in a little bit. It's still really, really basic, though. I think you guys will like it. It's Aaron Rose for the first time ever here in the ETX Rocks. Y'all check it out.
Oh, what
a mountain for you. I'd cross a river for you. I don't know what else to do. I'd climb a mountain for you. I'd climb a mountain for you. I'd cross a river for you. I don't know what else to do. I'd climb a mountain for you.
All right, so we are back. It's episode number 311. We have a lot to talk about with Mr. Rose here. Now, Aaron, you were born in Montana, is that right?
You bet. Yep.
How in the world are you in the state of Texas?
Got a job here out of college.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
So was Montana kind of like all the way through adolescence and college and all of that stuff?
Absolutely.
And was music part of your life back then?
It sure. Singing was.
What? Okay.
But not instrument play.
Okay.
And that came later. But singing.
So vocally,
stuff like,
you were already.
Yeah. Yeah.
Were you in bands or how?
In bands and stuff like that, and vocal groups and stuff
Yeah.
like that, and just having fun singing and that kind of thing. But that was it.
So did you graduate college in
Graduate
Montana?
college in a place called Bozeman,
Yeah.
Montana State University. Went there and then got a job right out of college. Came down here.
Down to Texas?
Yeah.
So it was Montana straight to Texas?
Yeah.
And so has it been Dallas ever since then? Or?
It has been Dallas ever since then. Yep.
So when did the guitar make an appearance in your life?
Not till later. I mean, I tried to learn it earlier, but the guitar action
Yeah.
was too high, and it just killed my fingers.
Right.
And I go, I
can't do it, man.
I think I'll sing instead. So, but anyway, I gave it another try, and somebody told me, hey, use a lower action, which made the difference. It made it comfortable, and played electric guitars almost exclusively, and they've got low action, and they're easy to fret, and yeah, it kind of went from there.
Right. So Aaron emailed us about appearing on the show and sent us some music clips that you have on your webpage, and I looked at my producer, aka my fiance, and I said, "Man, he kind of reminds me of Oasis a little bit." And then you sent in your questionnaire, and the first thing you said in the questionnaire was, "I love Oasis."
Yeah.
So I was so vindicated, man. I was like, "Yes, dude, I'm so good at this job." What is it about Oasis for you?
Oh, I like the singer's voice.
Yeah.
For starters, and the other thing is their guitar tone is really, really great. I mean, they've got that classic kind of humbucker sound through a Marshall amp.
Yeah.
Gritty, nasty, dirty, distorted electric guitar.
It's different.
It's really different, and another thing I liked is, their studio albums are great. They're really rocking, but their live recordings they sound the same way.
Right.
And I really like that about them.
And of course, if you're an Oasis fan, you know they're a British band, and obviously you're not British. So,
right.
You know, bringing their influence to your music, it's obviously there.
Well,
but it's still very Texas.
Well, exactly, and I mean, it's, you know, when you gave that accurate label, the first time I recorded original songs, I thought, oh man, here it goes. This is gonna sound like Oasis. Here we go. And I listened to it back again, and I go, oh, no.
Sounds more like Aaron Rose, doesn't it?
Yeah, it doesn't sound like them. But that's the way it goes.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, the Rolling Stones don't sound like Muddy Waters.
That's right.
They sound like the Rolling Stones.
That's right.
And that's the way it goes. So.
Did it take you a while to learn that?
Oh, it took a long time.
Or struggle with it, really.
It took a long time. And the other big struggle is I recorded all these songs, and it was entirely electric guitar.
Yeah.
Then I went out and I thought, okay, well, it's time to start performing. So I went to an open mic with my electric guitar, and they go, oh, only acoustic guitars here. And so what I had to do then was arrange the music for acoustic guitar, solo acoustic. And that's something that Oasis did. I mean, every song that they have almost, they have a solo acoustic arrangement of it, and it sounds great. And so I had to do that, and so I spent a lot of time with acoustic guitar. And in the beginning, I didn't. It was all electric.
So you learned kind of in reverse.
Learned in reverse, and picked up an acoustic guitar because I had to, and now it's the primary instrument. So.
And what he means by "had to" is so he could perform.
Yeah.
Because there's just I don't know outside of the state, but in this state, there was a lot of live acoustic solo kind of gigs.
Yep.
And you can't, and they need it to be toned down because it's usually restaurants, coffee shops,
absolutely,
things like that.
And I mean, you know, kind of the age of the classic rock and roll clubs is kind of come and gone. There are a few left, not many, but there are a lot of places that will let you play acoustic music.
Right.
And so, but you have to have an acoustic guitar.
So has that changed your sound, or you as an artist at all?
No, I don't think so. I mean,
in other words, do you think if you were able to play wherever you wanted, do you think you would be heavier than you are?
Probably. Or I'd be doing 50-50.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd be doing 50-50. But I mean, you know, I look to Oasis for, you know, what did they do? And I mean, a lot of times their venues, like on TV, you know, you're going to play acoustic, you're not going to play electric, and that's the way it went, and that's okay. I mean, just do it, you know.
So you've kind of been shaped by kind of where you are just as much as the other way around.
Absolutely. And I mean, somebody mentioned to me here recently, you know, they go, you know, there are a lot of crossover acts into country now where those classic rock guitar sounds show up.
Yep.
And it's like, well, maybe that's where the electric versions are heard.
Yeah.
Is maybe in the country world. So I'm moving a little bit in that direction. I mean, my sound won't change or anything like that, but it'll be a different place to play.
Right.
I think so.
I think the genres are changing, and you know, everything is so malleable right now.
Yep.
You know, that's I know that's a Tuesday word, y'all. I'm sorry, but it's Sunday, and that's a Tuesday word. But I mean, everything is so, it's almost like Play-Doh when it comes to music nowadays.
Yeah.
You know, you just be who you are, and the listener has to almost kind of categorize who you are.
Yeah.
And it never used to be that way. It used to be you had to know who you were as an artist before you could be marketable.
Absolutely.
You know, with the advent of social media and all of that, that's kind of a thing of the past. Yeah. So how does that help you as an artist? Because like for me, I listen to you, and I'm friends with a lot of songwriters, and there's a difference between a songwriter and a composer. I look at you, I see a composer. You know, you're looking at it as more than just lyrics and melody. It's effects and all of this stuff. So how does the 21st century help with that for you?
Well, I mean, Well, I think, in days of old, there were record companies and record contracts, and you got into a system, and they helped you along massively if you had the right song and that kind of thing. Now, that's just not there.
You have to do everything yourself now.
Have to do everything yourself. I love those interviews with those old bands like Cheap Trick and Peter Frampton. They go, all our agents, they're dead. They're gone. So this is an age of having to do it all yourself, and fortunately there are really fun tools that you can use to record yourself, and then video is a must-have now. I mean, I think you have to tell your musical story with a video too.
It has to be visual.
You just have to.
Right.
And
I think that's the day and age of the lowered attention span.
Yeah.
Yeah. People don't close their eyes and visualize things anymore. Now you have to visualize it for them. You have to tell the story for them. Yeah. Man, so sad in a way.
And then the whole idea of albums, where you'd buy an album and might have one mega hit on it, and the rest of the songs were crappy, but you found you liked one or two of them. Those days are past. I mean, people on their Spotify list,
people buying one song.
One song, and we only want great songs, and maybe that's a good thing. Every song that I'm going to listen to, it better be great.
Right.
I like that.
Well, I think people need to, and this is, I don't ever give advice on this show, but I think one thing that artists out there really need to pay attention to more is if you're going to release something, make sure it's ready. And make sure that people are going to like it, because if you release it and it's on YouTube with one view for 5 years, then why'd you release it?
Yeah.
For one person to listen to it in a 5-year span?
Yep.
So just make sure it's ready, make sure you're putting it out there, and make sure you're ready to promote it and share it and get people behind it. Because if you're not, it's just a waste, and that's unfortunate.
It takes nerve, I think, to do what you're doing, to have a TV show.
Right.
It takes some nerve to do that, and the way to go. But for sure to get music out there, it takes some nerve, and you just gotta.
Yeah, it's a big risk.
Not care what people really think, but you got to make sure that you feel good about the song, and that kind of thing. So yeah.
Yeah, and I'm more referring to make sure it's finished. Don't rush it. I see so many people rushing to try to get this EP out by this date, and then spring and fall. I hear this every year. We have spring and then fall, 2 EPs every year, and it's why, man?
Exactly.
Slow down, get the music right. Let people hear it and like it instead of it being rushed. And then people are just going to overlook that.
I agree.
Yeah. So, I love the fact that you're an Oasis fan, and I'm going to keep coming back to that because I'm a '90s alternative baby myself.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
I'm talking the Oasises, the Goo Goo Dolls, the Third Eye Blinds, all those guys.
Yeah.
And being from Montana and then moving to Texas, how are you not already completely immersed in country music? How did you end up in that vein?
I don't know. It just didn't interest me. Maybe. It might be the voice and the vocal. Country music, a lot of second tenors and baritones, and I'm a first tenor. Maybe I don't connect with that on a vocal level. And the guy from Oasis kind of has a voice like me. It's the nature of it is a little bit different, but we're both kind of first tenor voices. And I think that's a big part of what drew me into those guys,
So one thing I noticed, and we're huge fans of the songwriter, as I'm sure you know here on this show, and you don't play cover music at all, do you?
No, I don't.
Why is that?
I can't quite explain it, but people have asked me to play, and it's like I have zero interest. They've even asked me to play Wonderwall,
Right.
and it's like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I just think that, you know, I think if you want to write good songs and you try to put your, you know, give it 100% in songwriting, you know, those are your children, and you don't want to take Kenny Chesney's children,
right,
and make them better than your children. And it's like, no,
that's a great answer.
Well, I just think it's for me, it's just a dead end.
Yeah.
To play any, I mean, when I hear Oasis play cover songs, and they have, I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't even like to hear them play covers. There's another guy that I really like. Remember the Verve?
Yeah.
Bittersweet
Symphony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Richard Ashcroft. There's another guy that kind of has a first tenor voice.
Yeah,
I think he's a smoker, so it's rougher. But I like him a lot. I don't think I've ever heard him play a cover. I may be mistaken, but he's the same way. Just
well, as a performer, how does that affect you getting gigs? Because I know a lot of places want to hear cover music.
Yeah, I mean, it was a deal breaker.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't bring myself to do it. I just couldn't do it. I mean, it was more than I'm not going to do it. I felt repulsed by it.
Wow.
I don't know why, but that's just the way I feel. But yeah, it meant the other guy got the gig and I didn't, and I go, well, that's just the way it goes.
Yeah.
You know.
And again, I have to go back. The 21st century has to help you with that, because you've got this.
Yes.
You've got all of these different
Yeah.
platforms, including our
Yeah.
show, that you can get your music heard out there. And,
Yeah.
you know, Facebook and Instagram,
Yeah.
YouTube, all these other places.
Yeah. And I mean, I'll tell you another story. I had a couple of people tell me, you know, playing shows, you know, I really like your music, but I want you to play me something that I've heard before.
Yeah.
You know, and I go, okay, well,
That's when you play the song you just played.
I
again.
guess I need to push my song more.
Yeah.
So you can hear it more.
Yep.
But,
Well, you just play the song you just played. Again.
yeah.
You guaranteed they heard that one, right? That's when you hit them with humor, right?
Absolutely. I mean, you know, and I mean, you know, as a music fan, she's right. You know, she goes, play me something I've heard of. And it's like, well, here's a person that has a particular taste,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, it doesn't make it right or wrong. It just makes it her taste, and it's
Right.
like, okay, well, I think if I push this song for a few years, it will get familiar, and maybe it will be available for her.
Right.
Then
That's
know.
a good way to look at it too.
So.
I mean, there's too many people out there that are in love with cover bands. Like, you know, oh man, I love band A because they sound just
Yeah.
like band B. And it's
Yeah.
like, well, you know what? If you continuously only like music that you've already heard,
Yeah.
then music is going to die. That's just that's an automatic.
Yeah.
You know, because if all you have is old music,
Yeah.
what do you have?
Yeah.
You know, it's the same. And I don't know, music is supposed to be all about exploration and discovery and all of those things that are so important. Why do you think all these shows that are on mainstream TV, you know, like The Voice and American Idol, all these shows are doing well because of exploration and discovery?
Yeah.
And I think it's hilarious that a lot of these artists on those shows that are being explored and discovered are doing so with cover music. It's just weird to me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But
You know, instrument practice is one thing. Rehearsing, you know, and that kind of thing. But I think it's the songwriting piece.
mhm.
I mean, you know, what I did is, you know, I wrote a couple hundred songs, and then I plucked about 5 or 10, you know, and the rest of them were just, they didn't sound finished.
Right.
They didn't sound finished, so I go, you know, I wrote 100, 200 songs. I like these 5. I guess I got to go write another 100 songs maybe, and get some more.
Yeah.
But that takes some time. I mean, you know, you can't. It's a cake that's baking in the oven. You can't rush it.
And what kind of writer are you? Are you the guy that like can schedule writing time, or does it just happen?
Oh, I do it regularly. Yeah, I sit down, and I mean, what I do is, some people write lyrics first, and that kind of thing. What I do is, I'll find 2 or 3 chords that go together in a way that I like, you know, and that'll either be the chorus or the verse, and the sound will suggest images and a story, and so that's what I do. I get chords that work together, and that kind of thing. And
so you play the music, and it gives you images to write about.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And I mean, so, but kind of it's the chords come first. I mean, you know, at the beginning, you know, I didn't really know any chords, and Noel Gallagher of Oasis was the big songwriting hero, and so I got a songwriting book, and look at, he's using these chords, and so I go, okay, how can I put these together? I got something maybe that sounded good, I liked, and then kind of images popped in, and I started writing those down. So.
And you know, he mentioned Noel Gallagher, and you mentioned another songwriting inspiration of yours, Jimmy Webb, which you could not be any further from Noel Gallagher.
Absolutely.
In case you're not familiar with Jimmy Webb wrote a lot of Glenn Campbell's biggest hits, Galveston. I think he wrote Wichita Lineman.
Yes, he did.
And a couple others. Again, man, like you couldn't be further apart from your inspirations. What is it about Jimmy's music that turns you on?
Well, I mean, simple lyrics, simple to understand, tells a great story. You know, if we were to listen to that right now, we'd go, man, that sounds fresh. Sounds like it was recorded yesterday. And the recording is really old. And it's just a great song, great songwriting, I think.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
So, you know, again, he started as a singer in Montana, moved to Texas, picked up the guitar. I'm assuming you cut your teeth on cover music. You didn't just start playing originals, I hope, right? You did play some covers at one point in your life. So there had to be an evolution process from that to songwriting.
The guitar all came out of Oasis.
Okay.
Entirely, because I you know, they prompted me to pick up a guitar. I was just singing then, but they prompted me to pick up a guitar. The Stones didn't, Zeppelin, Nirvana, Pearl Jam. They didn't prompt me to pick up a guitar. Oasis did.
Wow.
And so I like their songs, I like their chords, I like the way they went through it. There's another difference too, you know, they just generally 90s music, you know, the American music is riff based. But English rock and roll of the 90s, like Oasis, those are open chords played on electric guitar that are just heavily distorted. So you get a wall of sound coming at you as opposed to a riff. And so it's different, and I like it.
Yeah.
It's easier to play, and I like the effect too.
And it's funny, I hear you toned down with just the acoustic guitar, and you know, 2 of the songs today that you're going to play still, the second one and the third one, are both really catchy riffs in both of those songs.
Yeah, it's just interesting. I mean, the first one on this show, I recorded an electric version that has 4 guitar solos in it.
Wow.
And it's like, you know, the acoustic one obviously doesn't.
Right.
It's fun. It's fun.
Well, you know, we got to get to the second song. It's called
Love Is All I Need.
It's called Love Is All I Need. I knew that. I'm just old. I'm getting old, guys. I'm not feeling good. You guys could probably tell I'm not feeling good. I'm not dying or anything, don't worry. I just have like a head cold, middle ear infection thing going on. But it's Love Is All I Need. It's Aaron Rose. Tell us a little bit about the song.
Well, I mean, you know,
Because this is a really, really catchy song.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I think where it came from. I mean, we my lovely wife and I had, in a certain part of our life, we had about, I don't know, about 5, 6, 7 people die, and it's just one after another. It was like one a year, and it's just like, and so that was the topic of certain songs that I wrote during that time. And when you're feeling bad, sometimes somebody tells you, Faith, that didn't make me feel any good. Hey, just have some hope. Wow, that didn't do anything. But love, that made me feel better. And so that was kind of the basis of that song. So
it's really cool too, because he puts faith, hope, and love in the shape of women in the song.
Yeah.
And I think you guys will really enjoy the song. It's super catchy. Be aware that you guys are probably going to have this song in your head for a while after you hear it. It's really cool. I hope you guys like it. It's called Love Is All I Need. It's Aaron Rose right here in the ETX Rocks living room. Y'all check it out. Alright, so we are back once again. It's episode number 311. We're catching up with Aaron Rose from Dallas, Texas. And Aaron, if people are hearing about you for the first time, where can they follow along with everything you got going on?
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, kind of YouTube as well.
Okay, and is it Aaron Rose Music on all of those?
Yes, Aaron Rose Music on all of them.
And I think it's aaron-rose.com.
That's exactly right.
And you can get on there. Again, it's aaron-rose.com. We're going to put that down in the description so you guys can click on that. Check out a little bit of a bio on him on there. You can click and get to his social media. I think it has Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and one other. It might be email. I think it's the fourth one. So there's 4 different things you can click on within his website. I think there's 3 or 4 different videos on there as well, including something you did on the rodeo channel. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I had the opportunity to tape a 45-minute set, and that was a lot of fun. And that is a local Dallas kind of studio. It's not a channel, it's a studio.
Okay.
And they push the content out to the Binge TV network.
Okay.
And which maybe you guys might want to check that out too. But they're really big in Australia and in Europe, so they have 90 platforms worldwide. So it was a real opportunity to do that, and they were kind enough to have me come on. So
very cool. And again, that is also over there at aaron-rose.com. You can catch that entire 45-minute set, as well as Goodbye Rosalind, which we're going to play at the end of the show here, that you guys can check out. So again, it's episode 311, featuring the one and only Aaron Rose, first time ever on the ETX Rock Show. It was a real pleasure meeting you, Aaron. I appreciate you spending some time with us. Another extraordinary singer-songwriter here in the living room for the first time ever. If you're tuned into the ETX Rock Show for the first time, we definitely want to thank you guys for hanging out with us a little bit today. You can catch us on all social media. We're located at ETX Rocks. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you do that. And hit the little bell, too, to notify you whenever we have new content, which is at least once a week. That's pretty cool, guys. Every single week you're going to get brand new content from us. We also have a webpage you guys can check out over at www.etxrocks.show, where we have over 12,000 hours of live music content, including all of our interviews, all of our live music performances from over 400 different artists. Imagine that in the 4 years we've been doing this. 3 years. 3 years we've been doing this. Wow, it's only been 3.
That's a lot, yeah.
Yeah, guys, that's like 4,000 hours a year. What? Represent. I'll never do that again. Don't worry, guys. And as we've said on this show for 311 episodes now, we want to thank you guys out there for always supporting live music of all genres and all styles. And don't ever forget,
ETX Rocks.
That's right.
Summer day, chocolate brown eyes, the just can't take it no more.
From the unknown to the stars, from the couch to the car, from the unheralded and the unheard, to the legends and beyond, it's where we all belong. Yes, this is where it all starts. From every genre, from every plane, this is where the music's played. So tune right in, won't you bring a friend? This is where it all begins. Welcome to the show, let the music flow, of every style and creed. And you can bet your socks that ETX rocks.